Hi, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon, and welcome to today's webinar. We are so glad to have you here today. So please get comfortable because we have something really good for you today, and we don't want you to miss it. All right. I can see people coming. Okay, so for those who are just joining us today, or for those who don't know me, my name is God's Favor Ehidiamen. And if you are quite active on our WhatsApp community, you already know who I am. I'm one of those who drop those interesting gist and everything happening at Terminal Africa. So that's me. Welcome to today's webinar. Okay, so you can as well drop your name in the chat. Just drop your name in the chat and your location, so we know where you are joining us from. We'd actually love to see that. So please drop your names, drop your location. Let's know where you are joining us from. Let's keep it exciting this afternoon. Okay, now this webinar was brought to you by your favorite, your one and only best logistics service provider, Terminal Africa. So now, if you're new to Terminal Africa, first of all, welcome on board. Terminal Africa is that platform that is built to help you as a logistics business ship goods seamlessly across the world. So what we do is to make your entire shipping process smooth, fast, affordable, stress-free, right? And while we are waiting for others to join, you can as well check us out on our website at www.terminal.africa. Okay, and you can also follow us on Instagram at terminal.africa, and on Twitter that has become X, follow us at terminal_Africa. Okay, so while we give like a few minutes for others to join the call, let me quickly introduce the person who will be walking us through the webinar today. So she's Blessing. She's our product lead at Terminal Africa, and she's one of the brains behind what we're about to show you today. So Blessing, if you're on this call, please give us a wave and let's see your beautiful face. Hi, Blessing. Okay, hi, Blessing. Thank you and good afternoon. Okay, let's get into it. In the past few months, we've been very vocal about something that has been causing serious problems, right, for shippers and logistics operators across Africa. And that thing is called FDA documentation. Now, I know that when some of you hear the word or the acronym FDA, you tend to like glaze a bit, because it sounds very technical. It sounds very kind of government-ish, kind of complicated acronym. But you know what? Your feeling or your reaction is actually very, very valid, because it has been so complicated for us as Terminal Africa and for you as a logistics business owner. So, but today I'm going to break it down for you so you understand it better, you understand why it matters, you understand what has been wrong with it, and most importantly, you understand what we've done to fix it for good. All right, so as you can see on your screen, FDA stands for Food and Drug Administration. Okay, so FDA is basically like a US government agency, just like we have NAFDAC in Nigeria here. FDA is a US government agency that's responsible for regulating everything that enters the country. So they regulate specifically food items, beverages, cosmetics, dietary supplements, medical devices, and other kind of consumer goods. So just see FDA, right? Just see this agency as our NAFDAC, right? And see it as so if you're shipping something like dried fruits or even gari or any kind of food products into the US, the FDA requires you to submit something called a prior notice form before that shipment arrives. But I want you to stay with me because it's beginning to get interesting from here. Okay, if you are following me, I'd love to see your emojis in the chat. Let's make it really interesting. Let me know that you're here. So I know I'm not talking to myself. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so FDA basically is the prior notice form basically means you are telling the US in advance that, hey, US government, so I have a shipment, I have a product coming that is on its way, coming to your place, right? And this is basically what the product is about. This is the manufacturer that made the product. This is what it contains and all that. And guess what? Without that prior notice form, without that document, your shipments won't go anywhere. All right. So let me paint you a picture of what it looks like before Terminal Africa fixed this issue. Okay, I'm looking for a logistics business. Okay, we have Ade Sky Cargo Solutions. Welcome on board, Ade Sky. So let's assume that Ade Sky books a shipment on Terminal Africa, right? And everything is like was ready on it on their end. They made their payment and everything. And their clients, their customers are waiting. But there's something actually happening in the background, right? Because FDA documentation requires so much specific information that was not collected at the point of your booking process. And some of you can testify to this, that there are times whereby our operations team have had to contact you after booking just to gather certain details from you. That alone was adding to the hours of delay. Right? So all of this resulted in problems. Please move to the next slide, please. Let's see the problems. So all of this resulted in problems caused by this FDA documentation. First, there was delayed shipments, right? So shipments could not move until the FDA documentation was complete. And that was actually taking, like, let's say from minutes to 24 hours to 48 hours because it was hectic. And because of that, we also we're having impatient customers. I mean, we are Nigerians, we are Africans. We see how we are. I mean, especially when we buy stuff from vendors and it delay. So your customers on the other end, we are impatient, or they are impatient, waiting for updates on their shipment. Another problem is that this resulted in held shipments. So in some cases, shipments were being held at FedEx or even UPS because documentation was not ready on time. And some of you on this call actually felt this deeply late last year. I mean, there was this time last year when there was lots of serious frustration. We had lots of backlogs, delayed shipments, customers are losing patience and all that. Another problem is error-prone process. So if you know, the FDA notice form is very long. It's very detailed and it's easy to get it wrong. And you know what? Even when you try to handle it yourself, I mean, if you ever visited the FDA website to fill out the prior notice form yourself, you know how strenuous that thing is. It's very long, it's detailed, it has a lot of technical terms that even a layman won't understand. And even after filling out that document, sometimes you still get calls saying that, oh, there were errors in this document, you need to start again. Now, imagine how that will feel on your customer end because this document is needed for their shipment to move. So with this all back and forth, it could cause damage to your reputation as a business owner. Because, I mean, the back and forth could cause delay and all of that. And because of that, your reputation as a reliable business owner was already on the line. All right? And another issue is that there are no better alternatives. And for those who have tried to look for alternatives elsewhere, I mean, many of you here have tried, right? You will have figured that there are platforms out there that claim to help with this documentation, but even the best of them still take up to like 48 hours or 72 hours to get it done for just one document. Now, we all know that this is the same problem, just with a different kind of beautiful face. All right. So while building ours, we came across a company. I only spoke to that company. In fact, the company handled something similar. I only spoke to them. They said they don't have customers in Africa. I mean, they said they have 0 customers in Africa, not even one. Because they genuinely didn't know that businesses in Africa were shipping regulated goods like this into the US at a large scale. I want you to think about it for a second, right? I want you to think about this issue for a second. Okay, we have Cargo Logistics right here. So let's imagine we have Cargo Logistics, we have Overview Logistics, we have Adesky, we have a lot of logistics business owners in Nigeria here and even in Africa. And then this guy said they don't have even one customer. Now, this is a huge problem because we are out here in Africa exporting products into the US. Right, we are navigating the same documentation requirements as other businesses all over the world, and yet the solution that exists were not even built with Africans in mind. Now, this is a big problem. This is a really, really big problem, and it's the reality of things right here. And because of that, it made us really, really determined. It made us think that no. We have to find a solution to this. We can't continue like this. We have to do something, all right? Because you as a business owner deserves process that actually works for your business. So we had to go back to our drawing board and we built something completely different. We built something completely different. I'm introducing to you our AI-powered FDA documentation on Terminal Africa. Is somebody excited on this call? Because this is a very, very huge win for us and for you as a business owner, right? So this is our AI-powered FDA documentation feature on Terminal Africa. Please move to the solution. Let's see what we offer. Thank you. First and foremost, this feature offers you swift documentation process. And what do I mean by this? I told you that it takes time to fill documentation, right? Back then, we were taking 24 hours, 48 hours to fill it, but now it takes just 3 minutes. It takes just 3 minutes to get it done, all right? So while all of this 48 hours delay was happening, right, we have to think and say, okay, no. But today, this same process takes only 3 minutes. So from the moment you book your shipment and input all your details and start processing your FDA documentation, it takes exactly 3 minutes for you to get it. Is somebody excited about this? The next solution is that it's our AI-powered accuracy. So we know that the world is really evolving, and this will get really interesting because FDA documentation do take so long, right? And that's because we actually have to find the correct product code for your item, and it's not straightforward. I know many of you know that product is completely different from HS code. Many of us know that. So because of that, our AI does that work automatically for you now. So right now, it identifies the right code for your product, so you don't have to even guess the code, right? And most importantly, there will be no more error because AI is accurate. I mean, what we built is actually accurate. So there will be no more error as a result of the documentation process. All right. Also, you have a seamless booking experience. And this is my favorite part because you don't have to do anything extra. All right. While you're booking your shipment on Terminal Africa, after you put your details and everything being generated, by the time you are done your booking, your documents are ready. Like right while your tab is still open, the documents are ready right there. So it's very, very seamless from start to finish. And more importantly, zero error. Like I mentioned, because our AI handles the entire process, the information going to the FDA portal is accurate, right, from start to finish. So there will be no correction. There will be no more call of, oh, come and do this again, come and do that again. No, there will be no error or delay as that. And the most important thing I love about this, because yes, I'm too African, the most important thing is that it is completely free. Completely free. It is very free. Now, because this is not a paid add-on, we have you at the bottom of our hearts. We are one, right? So it's not something you have to upgrade for or pay for, because this feature is available on our platform to every single customer on whichever rank on Terminal Africa. It is completely what? Free. Only that you have to book on Terminal Africa. I mean, we get that, right? And of course, we handle everything for you. So some of you know that when you book certain items on FedEx or other shipping platforms, sometimes they don't handle this documentation for you, right? They don't touch it, they just leave it for you. Sometimes even textile addendum, they don't do it, none of it, but they leave it to be on your own. But when you book on Terminal Africa, we take care of all of it. Your documents are sorted and your shipments will be on the move while you focus on what you know how to do best. That's running your business. Now, this is the difference we've made, and we've built this exciting feature for you as a logistics business owner. All right, I want to see some other exciting emojis. Let me see they are following me. Thank you. Are we following? Okay, so it's now that I've given you context to this story, I want you to still know how it works on the platform. All right, I want you to see how it works on the platform and what it means for your business going forward. All right, so it's my absolute pleasure to invite one of my colleagues who has been deeply involved in this. She and her team, they've been working on this tirelessly just to make it work for you. All right, so she knows every inch of this product, and as such, she's going to walk you through how the FDA documentation feature works on Terminal Africa. So please get your jotters ready and write down all your questions, because I'm going to make sure that every question are answered before we wrap up today. So Blessing, over to you. The floor is completely yours. Thank you so much. Blessing.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Can you guys hear me? Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I'm excited to see everyone here. Yeah, this session is actually something. It's something big, and I expected to see lots more people anyway. But yeah, we can spread the word. This session is for you as a terminal customer, and whether you ship internationally by yourself, or you have customers who ship internationally, or you ship internationally on behalf of people, this session is for you. So yeah, everyone is welcome. I'll be sharing my screen shortly to give us the main gist of the day. Please confirm when you can see my screen. Just a minute. Okay, I guess we can see my screen now. All right, great. So before we jump into it, just to recap, this automated FDA process is going to be a big change, especially for our businesses, our customers that have logistics businesses, and it's going to make your operations more efficient. Basically, you don't have to spend the whole day waiting for that piece of documentation just for your shipment to go, right? So yeah, and if you are curious to where this feature is, it's going to be on your dashboard pretty soon. It's going to be on the mobile app as well. So this webinar is for us to introduce this feature to you, see how it works, and also get feedback from you for future improvements, right? Yeah, so God's Favor already did like a great job introducing the feature. And if you guys have questions as I present, you can drop them in the chat box, or maybe when I'm done, if the moderator allows, you can just raise your hands to ask your question. So I'm going to start the presentation now. If you have questions, like I said, just drop them in the chat box. So just the way we book our shipments, you can either start from your book shipments, like you're starting from scratch, or you have an existing shipment and you just continue from there, or you duplicate a shipment that you previously booked or canceled. Anyone works. So for me, I will start from scratch. All right. So just as we know, you add your sender the same way. I've added this as my let me use another address. Excuse me. Okay, I'll use this from Ikeja, and I'm sending to the US. Now, don't forget that FDA is an organization in the US. So if you are shipping to places like the UK, you are shipping to Cameroon, you are shipping within Nigeria, or you are shipping from the US to the US, you won't be needing the FDA prior notice document. So this document is for exports to the US. And if your shipment doesn't contain food items or drugs, you are shipping clothes, you are shipping shoes, you are shipping jewelry, you don't need the FDA. So this is for food items. And I'm actually sure that a lot of the customers that we have, they ship food items for people, they ship gari, they ship dried fish, they ship different types of food items. So this is exactly what I'm trying to say. If you are shipping other things apart from food and drugs, the FDA is not going to be generated because you do not need it. But if food and drugs are in between, like you are shipping other things and food and drugs are also part, then you will need it. So let me just add my receiver, which will be in the US. Okay. I'll add this New York address, then you continue. So this is where it happens. You get to add your items here. Now for adding your items, you go through the normal process. You can either add from your list of favorite items, or you search a new item, right? So for me, now let's see. My what?
I can see you.
Can anyone see what I'm presenting, please?
Hi, Blessing. I
Yes, I
see
can
you
see
can
it.
talk.
Okay, great.
Maybe you
If
have to log out and log in again.
Okay, let me just check the message the person dropped. Okay, Mr. Sakaola Dimitri Latif, my presentation steps are not viewable. You can only see the home dashboard. Okay, so I'm sharing how to book a shipment, right? So you can reload your tab or rejoin the call so that you can see my screen. Yeah, it could be the network. All right, let's continue, please. Okay. Yeah, so for the items that I'm going to send dried apples to the US, right? So for the dried apple, I'm going to search and pick from what is generated. You can also decide to use your favorite list. I should actually use this favorite list because I would try to encourage people to use items that they've saved already. But if you don't know about it, this is actually a good opportunity to learn about how to use this. So if you select the dried apples, it's already in my own favorite list, but you can see that you have the opportunity to add or remove. So if I remove it, I still get a chance to add it to my favorite list. But just for the sake of this call, we can just continue. So the dried apples item has been added, and then you add your item value. Let's say cost 80,000 naira. It's very important for you to declare your item correctly. The value of the items you are shipping, declare correctly. Okay, then you can see right here that this item requires manufacturer's details. Now, there are two sides to this thing. This FDA process has been made for everyone to enjoy. However, if you feel like you want to opt out of it, it's okay. But I mean, it's advisable that you fill in the details so that you get your FD at the end of booking. So if you don't want to, you can continue because it is not going to be compulsory. So for me to add my manufacturer's details, I'm going to click on add manufacturer and then put in the name of the establishment. And this establishment means who produced the dried apples, right? Who manufactured it. So for me, I'm going to put an example. Let's say Real Fruits, right? So for you to get their adequate or their appropriate address, you can search on Google, where is Real Fruits located. So let's just search. If you have the address already, you can put it, just copy and paste. So I can see the suggestion here for Real Fruit Borno Way, Lagos. So I select it and it has put in the postal code for me. So I'm trying not to go so fast. So if you think I'm too fast, just probably drop it in the chat box. But I think it's pretty straightforward so far. So this is the address from Real Fruit and the postal code is here. Okay, I can see your question. I'm going to take it when I'm done. Thank you. Yeah, so this is the zip code that was generated, right? If you are shipping and nothing was generated in this box, please look for the correct zip code and put it in, because this is actually a very crucial piece of information for the FDA generation process. So if you are going to go for this process, it's better to do it correctly so you don't waste your time eventually. So if you are filling in your manufacturer's details, that means you have the intention of getting your FDA at the end of the process. So it's better to just look for the right information once and for all and fill it in. So this is a valid zip code, right? And then I enter an email address, phone number, and then I save. So once I do that, I'm good to go for this item. So I think my network is a bit slow this morning, but it's going to save. And you see the Real Fruits company in some seconds. Yeah, this is it. So it has been saved. This means that for subsequent dried apples that you will be shipping, you can select from different manufacturers details that you've already saved, right? So you don't have to start adding new manufacturer every single time that you want to ship dried apples. So for palm oil, you can save your manufacturer. This is the person that makes palm oil. So you don't need to start doing it from scratch every single time. And let me just take the question that Mr. Yankee asked. If you are the one producing the item, if it's a locally produced item, fill in your name and your street address, right? And your zip code. We need the address. So the point is to not have that field empty. So you try to be as specific as possible and then as correct, as accurate as possible. So now I've filled in the item. If you have more items, you can fill them and you can continue, right? Now you save and continue, escape. Okay. For the carrier, you choose your carrier. Now, another thing that matters here is the choice of carrier. This process applies to FedEx and UPS, right? So if you pick other carriers, your FDA is not going to be automatically generated at the end of this process. So I'm going to use FedEx for this call. Okay. I want my shipment to be picked up, and then I go to the add-ons page. It's very advisable that you add insurance to your packages when shipping. So I'm going to add insurance. Then for duties, I'm going to just leave it at the first option, and then I continue. Now on this review page, you get to see details. I'm sure we're familiar with this, right? You get to see different details. Now, for cases where you are shipping multiple items, let's say you are shipping apples, you are shipping palm oil, you are shipping gari, look, I don't know, different items in the same shipment, it is good that you actually go back to this parcel information. When you get to this page, you click on this edit, right? Go back there and ensure that all your items have the manufacturer's details there, because sometimes you might forget to fill one. You know, like I said, that step is not compulsory. So you might forget to fill in one and then you continue. So that means that you are submitting half details and it won't work with half details. So it's advisable that you click on edit, you go back to your parcel items and ensure that everything has been correctly set. And when you are sure, you make payments, and that is it. So I'm going to pay for these shipments now, and we have to just wait for a couple of minutes, right? So while we wait, while the shipment is being booked, I have some things that I want to share. Okay, I've already talked about the favorite list. That is when you are shipping, you can choose your items from either the favorite list or search. And like I said, if you choose from your favorite list and if it's a food item, you already know it's a food item, and that thing is not showing that, okay, fill in manufacturer's details, fill in manufacturer's details. I mean, if you don't fill it in, once you are about to make payment, just click on that edit button in front of parcel information, and then go back to your items and fill. So I'm going to show us just a very quick description of what I'm talking about. So I'll add another item to this parcel, right? And I won't fill the details. So you will see what it looks like if you don't add your manufacturer's details. So over here, I will go add cassava flakes, right? You can see that although it's a food item, it didn't prompt me to add my manufacturer's details, right? So that is why you need to check just as you're about to make payment. So if I save and continue, it will still let me go, right? It will still let me go. But if I actually go back to this page to check my items, or maybe I'm about to make payment and I go back to this page, because it's not compulsory, it's still going to tell you that it requires manufacturer's details. So this one is a warning that, okay, you filled in for dried apples, but for these dried cassava flakes, you've not filled in your manufacturer's details. It means that you should actually fill these items in and come back here to double check that you have. So if I come back here, you will see that I can actually pick a manufacturer that I've already selected before, and then I move on. So someone dropped a question about bulk items. Let me read it so that I'll get the full information. Okay. No short routes to it instead of entering them one after the other. Okay, thank you very much for that. That is a great suggestion. And like I said, this session is this version of the feature is our first version. And with all this feedback coming from you guys, we are going to improve the feature. So this is going to be noted. And if other people have suggestions for this to make your work easier, to make your operations easier, please drop them in the comment section. This is how we improve the product, is by getting ideas from people that actually use the product so we can improve it. So yes, thank you very much, Miss and Madam Okovera. So right now, there is no short route to it. You have to add the items. Excuse me. You have to add the items one by one. And by bulk food items, I want to also understand, because when you're actually adding your item for rice, you get to add manufacturer's details for rice separately. For what's it called, bread, you add the details separately. So, and you know that the process is inside when you're adding that rice, right? Let me go back to my screen and share. So it's like you have a lot of food items that you're adding. Of course, as you're adding them one by one, you get to add the manufacturer's details. But like I said, we think about a way to make the process even better than this. Because right now, what we have is that as you're adding the item, you add the manufacturer. So if you're shipping rice, even if it's a lot of rice, so far it's listed as just one item here, then that manufacturer's detail will apply to just these. Let's say it's rice that is here, is going to apply to just this rice. But yes, we're going to improve on it and make sure that it's even more seamless in the future. So it works only for FedEx and UPS and not DHL. Yes, for now, FedEx and UPS to the US for now. Okay. So just excuse me, there's another part of this. Where do you, let's say you've already booked, let me close this and go back to the shipment. You've already booked your shipment and you're like, oh, where do I then see my FDA, right? Just a minute, my screen is, okay. We can still see my screen, right? So this is the shipment that I booked some minutes ago, and you're like, where can I see the FDA that if we can upload an Excel sheet with these products? Okay. Yeah, I think that would actually make it's something that we can consider. If you can bulk upload the items that you are shipping, yeah, we're going to note that. So yeah, thank you very much, Madam Vera. Okay, so where do you see the document that was generated? Once you open your shipment page, both on the web and the mobile app, you are going to see this section here, required documentation. And you are going to see, for the shipment that I booked, we have quarantine and we have FDA prior notice form. So as soon as it is uploaded, you check. If it's not uploaded, like immediately you finish booking, just come back to it in some minutes and refresh the page. It's going to be uploaded. So then the quarantine certificate is not automated yet, and this one will have to wait for our operations team to sort out. But if you are shipping things that only require FDA, once you have your documents and you selected custom duties or things like that, once you've met all the requirements, you are good to go. So that is that. Let me see if I have other things I want to talk about. What a good manufacturer information looks like. Yes. What does a good manufacturer information look like? Yeah, like I said, your manufacturer's information should contain the correct address. If your manufacturer is in the US, you need to put in a US address, and the postcode should correspond. So US postcode or zip codes are 5 digits. I've seen a shipment that they put in the manufacturer's address, and then the zip code was now 6 digits. So in this kind of scenario, it's going to fail because the system actually validates that that zip code to generate the FDA. So that is one thing that we should know. So you fill in the street name, fill in the postcode, then yeah. Someone has a question, I think, for DHL. How is it handled? I think there's a separate process for how DHL does FDA. I think I'm not really sure. I don't want to give like information that I'm not sure about, but I think our operations team is on the call and they might respond to your answer in the comment section. Yeah. So just okay. Just a minute, please. All right. So where is our shipment? So I'm going to go back to our shipment page now and refresh. Okay, this is our FDA form right here on the shipment page, and you can proceed to download your FDA, print it, attach it to the shipment. Let me open it so we can see. All right, this is our FDA, and we see that I don't know, this is pretty exciting, and I'm really grateful to be part of this. I'm excited for what is to come to this platform, and yeah, I think we can boldly say that we are trendsetters, we are pace setters when it comes to innovation in terms of logistics, and yeah, this is a very good reason to continue shipping on Terminal Africa. Okay, I think that is it from me. I don't know if anyone has other questions for me or for the team in general, but I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and hand over to God's favor. Thank you everyone for your time, and it's been really great having this session.
Wow, this is really, really good. I love it. Thank you so much, Blessing. Thank you to the team. This is really innovative. Okay, do we have, yeah, keep it coming. Thank you, Zainab. Thank you, Donald. Thank you so much. Thank you, Yankees. Okay, I think we have more questions here. Yes, the call is being recorded, Madam Nada Logistics. Okay. Okay, so to answer someone's question, someone once asked if how we get DHL from FDA for DHL, and our operations team said DHL usually handles it internally, but sometimes may request it depending on the accuracy of the information provided. If it's a DHL shipment booked through terminal and it's being requested by customs, reach out to our support or your accounts officer and we will generate it for you. Okay, so in case of any necessity, you can always reach out to us, call us, or message or comment or reply on our WhatsApp community, and we would always attend to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do anybody have any more questions? Yes, so you'll get a recording. However, it will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So if you're on WhatsApp community, we'll post the link. So you can always go back to our YouTube channel to watch it from ground up. So you understand and explore it yourself too in your spare time. Okay, any more question before we call it a wrap? Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, we'll do that. Thank you so much, Yankees. We'll do that. Okay, Blessing, over to you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Chida, for the link. Thank you.
okay. Someone asked that the update is not yet showing on their browser, this update. So it's not live yet. This session is to introduce it to us and get feedback. But by next week, you guys will have it on your dashboard. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Blessing, for that answer. And if you're not on our WhatsApp community, please check the chat. If you're not on our WhatsApp community, please check the live chat, the in-call message. There's a link to join the WhatsApp community that Uchenna dropped. Please click on it and it will lead you to our WhatsApp community. We share live updates, first-hand updates relating to anything shipment, anything Terminal Africa. So you get to know what's happening in and out of Terminal Africa. So please click on the link to join our community. You can as well check us out on Instagram at terminal.africa and on Twitter at terminal_Africa. Do anybody have any more questions before we call it a wrap? Okay, Blessing, I think you have to come back. There are other questions here for you. Our
Yeah.
innovator.
Okay, there's no option to choose whether a package is a gift or a personal item. Okay, so if you are shipping internationally, that is sending items, I think the option should be there regardless. But once you go to your dashboard, it's just right on top. If you are sending items, it's right on top of where you add parcels. So let me just, don't know, we're almost. Let me take over the presentation and just quickly show Mr. Waris. It has been an issue for FedEx packages. I guess we have to look at that internally, but the option to choose the purpose of shipping has been there for a while now. Let me go back here. Yeah, so this is a local shipment. This one is a local shipment. That is why you can't see it. But I'm going to change my address to this is Surulere. I'm going to change it to New York or Mexico and move on. So can you see over here? You have your purpose of shipping here. So for international shipments, you get to see where you the reason you are shipping. Tell us the purpose of the shipments. And you see commercial, personal, gift, sample, return after repair, return for repair. So you get to select any of these options. But if you've been selecting these before and there's still a problem, then you can just contact us and we'll take a look. But I think we'll take a look regardless to see if there are other cases of FedEx shipments that are affected by this. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. It has been there, but it's not working. Okay.
Okay, we have one more question here. Adaise, I think this question is for your team. Okay, Mr. Saka, you have a reply from Adaise regarding your question. She said it's 50-50, especially if not commercially packaged. Okay, that brings us to the end of our webinar. Thank you all for joining. And for a wrap up, we learned today how to generate your FDA documentation on Terminal Africa easily. I mean, we all watched it, how Blessing got it in 3 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep you updated on our WhatsApp community. Bye, everyone. Thank you.